Is there actually a wrong way to play a masterpiece? You've probably asked yourself this very question. Should I build a PC for the absolute best graphics? Or should I just grab it on my PS5 to keep things simple? Well, welcome to today's explainer. Even now in 2026, Red Dead Redemption 2 is still dominating the charts, and choosing exactly where to play it can genuinely feel like a high-stakes showdown. So let's dive right into the data, the performance benchmarks, and the real-world costs to figure out the absolute best platform for you. All right, let's just quickly map out what we're getting into today. We're going to cover 1 point, the ultimate platform showdown, 2 point, PC versus console performance, 3 point, the price in India, 4 point, handhelds and mobile myths, and finally, 5, story mode versus online. Section 1, the ultimate platform showdown, the ultimate comparison. So if you're in a rush, here is the honest, bottom-line verdict comparing everything across the board. For the absolute best graphics, and we're talking ultra-high, native 4K pushing 60-plus unlocked frames per second, the PC version is your undisputed heavyweight champ. And get this, it also boasts the best price range sales at just 1,249 Indian rupees. But what if you just want that couch comfort? Well, the PS5 and Xbox do offer good 4K graphics, but they're both locked at 30 frames per second and cost significantly more for physical copy. And if you absolutely need to play on the go, the Steam Deck is sitting right there, giving you medium graphics and 30 to 45 frames per second with total portability, all for that same low PC price. Section 2, PC versus console performance, a performance check. Okay, we've got to talk about the frustrating elephant in the room when it comes to performance, 30. As of 2026, Rockstar still hasn't released a native next-gen patch for modern consoles. That means if you're firing this up on a brand new PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, you are essentially still running the older PS4 Pro and Xbox One X code. The game is just stubbornly locked at 30 frames per second on consoles. And honestly, the console battle gets even more nuanced when we put the two giants head-to-head. The PS5 uses a technique called checkerboard 4K rendering. If you've got an eagle eye and sit pretty close to your screen, this can actually look slightly blurry. Now, over on the Xbox Series X, you do get a genuinely native 4K resolution, so it's a bit sharper. However, and this is a pretty big however, Xbox players consistently report that the game feels sluggish with highly noticeable input lag. So on consoles, you're kind of stuck choosing between a slight visual blur or a slight delay in your actual controls. So naturally, you're probably thinking, okay, I'll just play on PC. And technically, yeah, the PC is an absolute titan here. You get completely unlocked frame rates pushing well past 60 FPS and stunningly gorgeous ultra-high native 4K graphics. But reality check, it is incredibly demanding. You need at least a GTX 1060 just to hit 60 FPS on the lowest possible settings. On top of that, 2026 reviews highlight a pretty major flaw. Benchmarks indicate the PC version is kind of a bad port when it comes to the controls. The keyboard and mouse navigation is notoriously clunky, like it really should have been fixed years ago. It takes some serious patience, or realistically, you just need to plug in a controller. But hey, there is a massive silver lining on the horizon for console players. Industry insiders in 2026 are widely reporting that a native enhanced edition is finally in development by Rockstar. This update promises to deliver true native 4K resolution, a smooth, stable 60 frames per second, and drastically reduced SSD loading times for the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. So, what does this actually mean for you right now? It means buying the console version today is basically an investment for the future, since that upgrade is expected to apply to current copies of the game. Section 3, the price in India, the current landscape. Look, money talks, right? And visualizing this price gap makes the PC's value undeniably clear. During massive holiday sales on Steam or the Epic Game Store, the game drops down to a fantastic 1,249 rupees. Now compare that to physical console discs on places like Amazon. The PS4 version, which remember is what plays on your PS5, hovers around 2,191 rupees. And the physical Xbox One copy? That sits even higher at roughly 2,899 rupees. So if you want the absolute most bang for your buck, the PC digital sale is clearly the undisputed winner here. Section 4, handhelds and mobile myths, fact versus myth. So is Red Dead Redemption 2 mobile actually real? This is a massive rumor mill online right now. And before you go blindly searching the app stores, we absolutely need to clear this up to protect you from some really dangerous scams. All right, here is the absolute truth. There is no official native mobile app or APK for the full game. Zero. If you see a file claiming to be one, do not download it. Your phone will definitely not thank you. Safe mobile access is only achieved in two real ways. First, through cloud gaming services like Xbox Cloud or PS Remote Play, but your experience there is going to live or die by your Wi-Fi speed. The second way? High-end PC emulators like GameHub. Tech enthusiasts have actually managed to get the game running smoothly at 60 FPS on Android, but you need an incredibly powerful, cutting-edge chip like the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 4 to pull it off. But listen, if you want a guaranteed, completely safe, on-the-go experience, the Steam Deck is basically your best friend. The game is officially verified to run well on Valve's handheld hardware. To get the optimal experience, you'll want to dial things down to low to medium presets. Doing that lets you confidently lock the game at a solid 30 FPS, or even push for a super smooth 40 FPS if you've got the newer OLED model. As the community enthusiastically puts it, it runs awesomely. It's honestly just a phenomenal way to experience the Wild West while you're on a train or a plane. Section 5. Story Mode versus Online, the gameplay experience. Now, moving away from the hardware, there is a massive divide in how you actually spend your time in this game. On one side, we have Story Mode. This is widely considered the absolute gold standard of video game writing. It's an emotional, slow-burn masterpiece following Arthur Morgan in a world that feels so incredibly alive. Every single random encounter carries real weight. But on the other side, there's Red Dead Online. It's a sandbox where you can make a custom character and get into PvP shootouts with your friends, but here is the catch. The community heavily warns that it feels pretty bland right now, simply because Rockstar has largely stopped adding any major content to it. The community feedback on this is just incredibly impassioned. Players will tell you straight up, story mode is beautiful and emotional and amazing. Play Red Dead for the story. Look, people sometimes buy this game just to jump straight into online multiplayer with their friends, totally ignoring the campaign. But based on all the sources and community reviews in 2026, that is a huge mistake. Despite all the hardware debates we just went through, the narrative is the true beating heart of this game. So, what does this all mean? Let's break down the final verdict. For the absolute best value, you want the Steam version during a sale, no question. For the best graphics, you need a high-end PC or the native 4K of the Xbox Series X. If you're a console player, you are perfectly fine buying the older PS4 or Xbox One version right now and patiently waiting for that highly rumored free enhanced patch. Remember to stay completely away from those fake mobile APK scams. And whatever you do, please play the deliberate slow burn story mode before you even think about touching the online sandbox. The data's clear, the prices are set, and the performance metrics speak for themselves. This masterpiece remains undefeated, but the platform choice is entirely in your hands. So I'll leave you with this final thought as we wrap up today's explainer. Will you be chasing those glorious unlocked frames and ultra-high graphics on a high-end PC, or are you going to saddle up, embrace the 30 FPS lock, and just enjoy some couch comfort on a console for your 2026 playthrough? Take this information, make your choice, and enjoy the ride.